Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Abid with my channel Me in the Middle, and as you guys can see, I have a surprise guest here. We have a local celebrity here, mashallah, mashallah. Brandon. His name is Brandon. He is well, this is my first meeting with him, so we will get to know him, his conversion story. Ye nay Muslim hai, new Muslim, right? And alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So I've been after him for a little while now. So finally I got him today, and we're able to sit together. So with all my Pakistani, I told him already, Pakistani friends watching in the US and in Pakistan and India. So we'll be switching between English and Urdu. So ये मेरे बड़े ज़बरदस्त गेस्ट आए हैं जी आज, नए कन्वर्ट हैं, अभी इस्लाम इन्होंने कबूल किया है कुछ ही अर्सा पहले, और हम इनसे बातचीत करेंगे, इनकी स्टोरी सुनेंगे, और साथ साथ मैं आपको थोड़ा बहुत ट्रांसलेट भी करके थोड़ा बहुत एक्सप्लेन करता रहूँगा स्टोरी. So Brandon, how's it going, brother?
Alhamdulillah,
hey, listen, it's been a pleasure. It's such a privilege to see you today. I'm so privileged, mashallah. And I told him off camera too, you were way better looking than me, and so you're beating me like already, bro. So I don't know what to say. Yeah, mashallah, mashallah. And you are the privileged one, you know what I mean? Not just good looking. The Hollywood looks, I told him, I don't know if I can say it, to like a new convert, and in the masjids a lot, but he has those good looks, mashallah. Not just good looks, but mashallah, the best of deen in the world. So let's talk about his story. First of all, Brandon, would you like to introduce yourself? Like, you know, what was your story before Islam, and you know, and all that?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Brandon. I'm 18 years old. I'm a new Muslim. I've been a Muslim since December of 2020, and alhamdulillah, it's been an amazing change. You know, my life is becoming somewhat more clear. You know, you get to see life as it is and experience and appreciate it. And you know, before I was a Muslim, you know, I felt kind of like lost in life. I didn't know like my purpose. I didn't know, you know, why I was here and my purpose of serving. And so after being Muslim, you know, everything's been so much more clear. Life has been amazing. It's been so much more better. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So tell me, so you told us you were 18 years old. You just got out of the high school, I guess?
Yeah,
not too long ago.
Just finished my first year of college. So I started my second year of college in September. So in a couple months from now, I start my second semester, and it's been going good. Yeah, go to Baruch.
Oh, okay. So he's going to college, mashallah. He embraced Islam in 2020, you said?
Yeah,
right in the middle of COVID and everything?
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is very interesting. So, so our camera kind of didn't want to look at us, look at me, I guess. So I was asking you, so tell us, how did you convert to Islam? Like, is there any particular person, is there any particular incident in your life that happened that made you, that kind of changed your whole life? I mean, you're too young. At 18, at 17 years old, I was running after girls. I didn't know any better. So you at 18 and making those big decisions, mashallah, mashallah. I know it's Allah's guidance, but there has to be some kind of a story behind it. We want to know how it happened, who did it, and we want to know that.
So back in high school, I had a few friends, you know, who were Muslim, and I kind of like started asking questions about Islam, and they kind of started giving me some dawah and introduced me to the religion. And after that, they just kept like introducing me, and I saw the way they lived life, and it seemed so much like, they seemed healthy, they seemed like they were doing things right in life, and I wanted to live that way. And so I became curious, and I started researching my own. I took a class about Islam in college. I took it at Sunnybrook.
Oh wow,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so weekly I would write like essays on Islam, and it wasn't a beginner class, it was very in-depth and a lot of details about Islam. And so I had to write essays on that, and there was a lot of information I learned about Islam through that. And throughout, I guess, around 6 or 8 months, I just kept learning and learning slowly, and eventually my friend Shwaybi brought me to the masjid, and we brought me to the masjid first time.
Oh, okay.
First time, I think it was in September.
September 2020?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was my first time praying namaz. I didn't know how, I didn't know what I was doing.
Trust me, I don't even know.
But alhamdulillah, I came for the first time, and I made a lot of dua. I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I said, if if I pray for namaz the first time, I come to the masjid and I get a strong emotional connection, and I know it's the true right path for me. So the first time I came here, I prayed namaz. I think it was Maghrib, and
so let's back up a little bit. So you have a few friends, right?
yeah.
Who invited you towards Islam, or you really were fascinated by them and you wanted to know about them? How did that work out? Were they the one who approached you and said, "Hey, listen"?
It was sort of both.
Okay.
I think because before, I would say back in 8th grade, I was actually really curious about Islam. It was a long time ago. I would watch videos about Ramadan and research.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that was my first exposure to Islam. And then after that, it kind of drifted away from it. I guess I went into high school, and high school happened. So I went through that phase, and then end of senior year, I guess I was guided back towards it through my friends. I started asking them questions about Islam, just questions about praying, fasting, Ramadan, because it was around Ramadan last year. I think it was April and May. That was Ramadan in 2020, and so that was, I guess, my first real exposure. That's when I asked questions about Islam, and my friends, they were very open about it, and they were happy to hear me asking questions. They're very surprised. They're like, why is this asking about Islam? And,
Yeah.
And then I just, over time, I just learned more and more, and then all this stuff connects together. Just find us the truth. So yeah, that's.
Wow, this is beautiful. I mean, you were the smartest guy ever. It wasn't like a instinctive thing, like it's just sometimes something happens to you and the lightning strikes and you're a changed person. So for you, as I understand it, it was a gradual process.
Yeah, baby steps.
So it was baby steps. Wow. So you were way smarter than me in 8th grade as well. Then that's what you're telling me. So you're beating me right now, big time. Wow, mashallah. So ये जो हमें बता रहे हैं ब्रैंडन, मैंने इनसे पूछा कि आपका कैसा, आपकी क्या कहानी है, आप किसी इंसान ने आपको गाइड किया, अल्लाह गाइड करता है, लेकिन कौन सा वसीला आपका क्या बना? तो ये बता रहे हैं कि हाई स्कूल में कुछ स्टूडेंट्स थे जिन्होंने इनको दावा भी दिया और इनका अपना भी रुझान था, 8th grade से लेके इन्होंने इस्लाम को पढ़ना शुरू किया. You started kind of getting interested about Islam starting in 8th grade, right? Wow. So and at that time, were you surrounded by different people who were of Islamic faith, or like you thought they were all terrorists?
Back then, I was very open-minded. I didn't have that ignorant mindset of they're terrorists, but yeah, alhamdulillah, I had an open mindset ever since I was young.
Okay.
So I guess that's why I was kind of more open to learning about it instead of judging right away. Because yeah, I guess that's why I was guided more towards it, because I had the open mindset back then.
So I think the basic ingredient of a person in this world, if he wants to get ahead in life, in this life or the life after, is to keep an open mind. If you have an open mind, then reality and the truth hits you. Is that what it is?
100%.
And I think the smartest person on the planet is the one who keeps an open mind, and then nothing can stop you. Islam is the truth, and you reach the truth and truth reaches you, right? That's the story. So जो ब्रेंडन कह रहे हैं, जो मेरे ख्याल में इस्लाम में अमेरिका में सबसे ज़्यादा तेज़ी से बढ़ता हुआ जो religion है वो इस्लाम है. I'm just telling them that Islam is the fastest growing religion in America, mashallah. And this is part of the reason is कि लोग जो हैं, इसकी बड़ी वजह जो ये है कि यहाँ पे लोग open mind रखते हैं. इस्लाम तो truth है ही, लेकिन सच को पाने के लिए आपको ओपन माइंड चाहिए. जो ये ब्रेंडन बात कर रहे हैं कि I was open to it. I've always been open, and this openness led him to Islam. माशाल्लाह माशाल्लाह. तो ये इनका ओपन माइंडेडनेस थी जो 8वीं क्लास से शुरू हुई, जो उन्होंने इस्लाम को बारे में क्यूरियस हुए, फिर हाई स्कूल में गए, कुछ मुस्लिम फ्रेंड्स बने, उन्होंने इनको दावत दी. So what was tell us that moment when you actually did your shahada?
Okay, so I'll go back to the first time praying namaz. So I made a lot of dua that I would have an emotional connection the first time praying. So I come here from Maghrib with 2 of my friends, Shoaib and Daniel.
And you hadn't done your shahada yet?
No.
Okay.
So it was just back in September, so like 2 months before, 2 or 3 months before I converted. So I came to this masjid Belmore, and we came for namaz, and then as we started reciting, Arabic, the prayer, I started bawling my eyes. I was crying nonstop. I couldn't control myself.
Really? And you had no idea what
No
they were
idea.
saying?
No idea.
So, wow.
I didn't know the movements. I just followed the imam in the front, what he was doing, and I just couldn't stop crying inside. Even after I left the masjid, I was still crying. My friends were laughing at me.
You know why they were laughing at you? Again, because again you beat us big time. Why? Because it never happened to me. Maybe it happened to me once or twice in my whole life. And what happened to you the very first time?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the
blessing
moment. That's
of
the
God.
moment I knew. Alhamdulillah, that was the moment I knew.
And then you decided, okay, I want to do my shahada. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So that was September, and 2 months later, after that moment I prayed. After that, I started taking the course in Islam in college.
And you didn't read the kalama by that time yet, after doing your prayer the first time, or you did it right away after you
No,
followed
not
the
right
prayer?
away. So
Okay.
I started taking that class on Islam, and I haven't converted yet.
After being in the masjid for the first time.
So that was in September. Then I started taking that class and just learning more and more and more, more in depth of Islam. Because those 5 months prior to me taking those baby steps, I learned all the basics. So now I had the mindset that was right for me. So I wanted to learn more in depth, and then in December I took my shahada.
Oh, mashallah. In December?
Yeah.
Okay, so could you briefly tell us how was that experience? Who did it for you?
Okay.
Who you followed?
So my friend Shoaib.
Shoaib, mashallah. Shoaib. Shout out to you, man. God bless you.
Shout out Shoaib. But so I would go to the other masjid. I would swap between the masjids. There was one on East Meadow Avenue called Lynn's. I would come here, then I go there, just swap between a few, to get a feel for how a masjid is. And so that's the masjid I took my shahada at. And so
you had some people with you, Shoaib and somebody else?
I had Shoaib, and I did it after Jummah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
okay.
so I got some advice. Jummah is like the holy day, so I might as well do it on that, inshallah. So I made the plans after with the imam. I went to his office and I said, I'm ready to take my shahada. So we made plans for the next day to come back after Jummah. And that's what I did.
Oh, mashallah, mashallah. मैंने भी इनसे पूछा है इनका जो एक्चुअल एक्सपीरियंस रहा. पहले ये मस्जिद में आए, मस्जिद बेलमोर में, और जो उन्होंने इतनी खूबसूरत बात बताई है मुझे. I mean, इतनी उम्र हमारी भी हो गई है कभी, और बॉर्न मुस्लिम है, तो कभी एक दो दफ़ा ऐसी सिचुएशन हुई होगी जो उंगलियों पे गिन सकते हैं, जब हम नमाज में रोए हों, उनकी किसी की तलावत सुनकर या कुरान पाक सुनकर. तो ये ब्रेंडन कह रहे हैं कि द फर्स्ट टाइम एवर जब उन्होंने कुरान की तलावत सुनी तो ये रो पड़े, और फिर उन्होंने फिर अपना टाइम लिया, इन्होंने उसको मज़ीद स्टडी किया, और ये यहाँ पे हमारे करीब एक दूसरी मस्जिद है, वहाँ जाके इन्होंने अपनी शहादत जो है वो कलमा पढ़ा. तो कलमा, कैन यू रीड द कलमा फर्स्ट वन मोर टाइम, जस्ट सेकंड.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh.
Oh my God, it sounds even sweeter. It sounds sweeter when Brandon says it, man. Mashallah, mashallah. कितना प्यारा माशाल्लाह लग रहा है इनके मुंह से ये कलमा. माशाल्लाह, माशाल्लाह. So now we are at a stage कि यहाँ पे कलमा उन्होंने पढ़ लिया. So now let's talk about your life briefly after Islam, like your experience so far.
Definitely.
Like you must have examples like me who are here for dunya. We are just average Muslims. We are in this country to make our dunya better. Yeah. And you are here, mashallah, mashallah, way better than us. Better than so many people, including me. Better than us. I mean, you're younger. You're better looking. You have received the best religion in Islam. I mean, you are open, mashallah, mashallah. So tell us your life after embracing Islam. Like, what do you think about our community in general? I mean, how have we cooperated with you? Or maybe you have been like, hey man, all these brown guys, I don't know how to approach them, and I don't know, come on. Tell us what we can do better to welcome you in a more, more effective, more loving way. And how was the reaction of the community so far? And how were you? I mean, of course, its credit goes to you. I mean, it's a new religion for you, new set of people for you. So tell us your life, how, as a community, what have we done for you, and how have you felt being a Muslim and being a part of our community?
So I've been coming to the masjid plenty of times after I converted. So the welcoming into community it's been amazing. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's been perfect. I come to the masjid, everyone's like Assalamu alaikum, I say walaikum salam back, and they shake hands, give me hugs. It's beautiful. You know,
yeah.
It's very hospitality is amazing here.
We can be too emotional sometimes, you think?
No,
Getting too tired of hugs?
The emotion is what makes it amazing. You know?
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so, माशाल्लाह, मैं ब्रैंडन से ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि, you know, कैसा हमारी community का आपके साथ रहा कि, you know, बहुत कस के आपको hugs तो नहीं दी और बहुत emotional तो नहीं हुए. So he said कि I love that emotional attachment that people are showing to you, mashallah. Otherwise he'll be like, what in the world? Mashallah, mashallah. So, I mean, where do you stand now? I mean, do you have any? Talk to us about our problems, if you have any confusions or any struggles that you are going through every day. Mashallah, it's a struggle. Life, dunya is a struggle. For some people, it's less of a struggle, but it's struggle. You know, and any way you look at it. So, tell us about your struggles, about your plans in the future. You know, and you know, where do you see yourself maybe, I don't know, a year from now, and what are your goals as a Muslim, and you know, how do you look at things?
Okay. So, yeah, so there was a very big change for me ever since that's the question. How do you know? It's just one day you're not praying, you're not eating halal food,
yes,
and then the next day after your shahada, you go full in, 100%. You pray 5 times a day, you pray your sunnah, you have to read Quran, everything. Alhamdulillah, it hasn't been that challenging. Try and pray my namaz as much as I can. Sometimes Fajr can be a little difficult getting up, but
sometimes
yeah.
For me, all the time.
Yeah, as long as we make an effort, though, that's where we get the reward. That's where we get the mercy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
so praying has been a struggle, of course, right? You know,
yeah.
I mean, and what else? Like, any particular way that you have? Did you ever have second thoughts, like, oh my God, you know, it's too hard for me, or anything like that?
So before I converted, as I was learning, I had those second thoughts, but ever since I have converted, no second thoughts.
You never look back.
Oh,
mashallah, mashallah. So, again, you know, Brandon is clarity, symbol of clarity. मैंने इनसे ये पूछा है कि इंसान है और यहाँ पे रह के बहुत सी temptations भी हैं, बहुत सी struggles भी हैं. Mashallah, he's young, he's handsome, you know, he's going to be successful. There are lots of temptations. So मैंने पूछा कि आपको कोई ऐसी चीज़ जो इस्लाम कबूल करने के बाद आपने कहा हो कि यार, you know, मुश्किल चीज़ है. तो उन्होंने बोला कि नमाज कभी कभार हो जाती है, लेकिन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह इस्लाम कबूल करने के बाद he has never looked back and he has never had second thoughts, which is, I mean, a huge blessings. Being a born Muslim, हमारे जहन में कई दफ़ा डाउट्स आते हैं, शक व शुबहात आते हैं, बातें आती हैं, लेकिन this young man, mashallah, he's doing absolutely great. So you can, mashallah, you've learned the salat, you can do it by heart. Okay, let's, I'm not testing you, I'm just I'm just giving inspiration to people who are watching. So let's recite Surah Fatiha for us, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
A little louder, please. Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahmanir Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in Ihdinas siratal mustaqim Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alayhim
Ameen. Nothing better than that. Nothing better than this Surah Fatiha, and nothing better than coming it right out of Mr. Brandon's mouth. Mashallah. We are so proud of you, brother. And I wish I had your life. I'd never said that before, but I wish I had your life. Mashallah, you're better than me, better than so many people. And trust me, God has guided you. I'm saying it because I'm so proud. And I'm so privileged. And one of our religious scholars, he once said that one of the big leaders, or one of the leaders in Islam, would be from this part of the world. And I see why now. Mashallah, you're open-minded, you are an intelligent person, and you embraced Islam not just by being emotional, by having your gradual process. and mashallah that's why you're sticking with it. ये कुछ जज्बाती फैसला नहीं किया. यहाँ पे बहुत से लोग कर लेते हैं जज्बाती फैसले, फिर वो सेकंड थॉट्स आती हैं, उसमें हमारी भी कुछ कोताहियाँ हैं कि हम उनको ठीक तरह से अपनी बाहों में नहीं ले पाते, उनको वेलकम नहीं कर पाते, उनको बताते नहीं, अच्छी मिसाल नहीं बन पाते. लेकिन but Brandon has a very different case, mashallah. It was not an emotional, it was of course an emotional journey for him, but it was an intellectual process for him as well. Mashallah. Brother, thank you so much again. So many people watching you, mashallah. Hundreds of people meeting, hundreds of families, mashallah, share his story. And mashallah, I mean, all the young people watching, I mean, millions of young people under 25 in our country back home. Look at this young guy. Look at this guy. I mean, this is the life. Look at me. Look at him. I mean, this is the life. Mashallah, this is the life to lead. And he's our pride. May God bless you and may God keep you in his protection all the time. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Great pleasure. Thank you.